Hey guys, this is Asad, and we are going to talk about a new word today in Spanish, and we're going to talk about some more things in Spanish today as well. So it's mainly regarding the use of I, that is Hay, and in Spanish you will say Hay, I. So that's how it's pronounced. So if you think about the word I in English, like the I, on your face. So it's almost like that, but the meaning of the word is a little bit different. So let's try to pronounce it a little bit first. It's going to be I. So I'm going to say I, and you're going to repeat I. I. Right. So that's the word. Very simple, right? Okay. So what it means is when you say I, it means there is. Simple as that, right? So it means equals there is. Okay. So if you want to say no I, like there's nothing, there's not. Okay, so it's quite simple, right? So there is and there isn't, or there's not, right? So simple as that. So this is very important in any language. If you want to tell somebody that there is something there, so you will use these words, right? So this is the reason why we use I as well in Spanish. So if you want to say there is, you say I, and if you want to say there isn't, you say no I. Okay? So simple as that. Now, if you want to make a question or you want to ask somebody, is there? So you'll just change the sound a little bit in an inquisitive tone. I, like that, right? No, I, something like that. So it's just about changing the things. Okay. So now we're going to do some vocabulary and we're going to use this word with that as well. Okay. So hopefully you can see this properly. I'm gonna give me a second. Okay, I think this is a little bit clearer. All right. Okay. All right. So the first word in action today is going to be assignment. The assignment that you get in the school. So you say la tarea. Tarea. That's that's how you spell it. The assignment is la tarea. Okay. So if somebody is asking you, is there any assignment today? So you will say, or you want to ask, ¿hay alguna tarea hoy? Hoy means today. But that's how you make the sentences, right? It's going to be a little bit complicated, but not as complicated as you think, right? Okay, so let's go with the next word. You start practicing as well. The next word is backpack. So backpack is la mochila. Okay, so you say la mochila. That's the backpack. La tarea. That's the assignment. Okay, then we talk about book. El libro. So how do you say book? El libro. Simple as that. Very easy, right? Okay. So then we talk about chair, which is la silla. Chair, la silla. Now you probably noticed that there's double L and it kind of like sounds L, but we're making Y sound. So if you missed the first ever lesson that I posted, whenever there's a double L, it's gonna make a sound of Y. So it's la silla, which is the chair. Okay? Simple as that. All right. So next go to the next one. Next one is going to be chalk, which is la tiza. Chalk, la tiza. Okay? Simple as that. Chalk. You know the chalk that you use in the blackboard or the green board, whatever. So that's la tiza. Then chalkboard is la pizarra. Let me write it down. La pizarra. It's not pizza, okay? Don't confuse it with that. It's la pizarra. So that's gonna be chalkboard. Got the spellings a little bit incorrect. Google is correcting me. All right. So that's another word. So now let's practice these words so far that we have done. Assignment, la tarea. Backpack, la mochila. Book, el libro. Chair, la silla. Chalk, la tiza. Chalkboard, la pizarra. Simple as that, right? Spanish is easy. So when we talk about the classroom, classroom is going to be la sala de clase. Now, yeah, it sounds a little bit long, like it's just one word, but we're making it so it's like four words now. So let me explain. La sala means a room, okay? It's like any room, probably like a sitting room or something like that. So de clase, clase is like a class. So de means from or off. So the room for the class. That's why it said the classroom. Okay, that's the literal meaning of it. So la sala de clase. I know it sounds a little bit confusing in the start, but you will get the hang of it. So classroom is going to be la sala de clase. Okay. Then we have the clock. Now clock is going to be el reloj. El reloj. Okay. Simple as that, right? El reloj. So desk is going to be el escritorio. Desk, el escritorio. Desk, el escritorio. Very simple, right? Hopefully. Okay. So dictionary, that's going to be diccionario. Diccionario. Let me just write it down as well. Where's my writing pad? Dictionary, el diccionario. Okay, simple as that. So if you start getting the hang of Spanish, you will notice that a lot of English words are slightly, there's a lot of what do you call it? Um, resemblance in the words, right? So you'll start getting the hang of it, how to pronounce words in Spanish and English both easily. So next word is eraser, which is going to be el borrador. El borrador. Okay? Eraser is going to be el borrador. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, there we go. Okay. So the next word is like we are having a lesson right now. So that's called la lección. Okay. And in lección, what happens is that on top of the O, there's a small, yeah, it's correcting me. There's a small accent as well. Reason why that we have to prolong the O a little bit more in this word. So the lesson is going to be la lección. Okay, so the O, I'm pronouncing it a little bit more in a prolonged fashion. So that's how you have to do it as well. La lección. Simple as that, right? So next word is going to be the lights. We're talking about everything that we can probably see in the classroom, right? The lights, las luces. So light is going to be luces. Las luces. And the map, obviously there's going to be a map as well. La mapa. Now, normally you would think that it's La Mapa, but in Spanish it's a little bit, complicated. Sometimes there are exemptions. Normally, because we have discussed, if a word ends with A, it's going to be starting with, it's like a feminine word and starts with La. So, but in case of map, it's going to be the opposite. So with the map, it's going to be El Mapa. So you just have to make an exemption with this rule. Some birds do have exemptions. The reason why they do it is because they don't really sound that well. Spanish has a lot to do with sounds. So if something not really sounding that well, once you speak it, they tend to change the rules of the language as well. That's how it works. So just go just go with that. All right. Mixed it. Sorry. So map, el, mapa. A lot of people confuse it, so don't worry about it if you get it wrong sometimes. It's fine. So the next one is notepad. El cuaderno. El cuaderno. El cuaderno. That's a notepad, okay? So that's the next word. Now let's practice the words again so that we don't forget them. Assignment, la tarea. backpack, la mochila, book, el libro, chair, la silla, chalk, la tiza, chalkboard, la pizarra, classroom, la sala de clase, clock, el reloj, desk, el escritorio. Then we have dictionary, el diccionario, eraser, el borrador. Oh, sorry, mira. Lesson, la lección, the lights, las luces, map, el mapa, notepad, el cuaderno. Simple as that, right? Okay. Now next, go to the next word. Okay. So what can we have more? Yeah, paper. There's gonna be paper in the classroom as well. El papel. Paper is gonna be el papel. Okay. So there we go. So the next word is gonna be pen. Pen is called la pluma. Okay. Pen, la pluma. Then we have the pencil. Sorry, I have to make sure that the screen is properly pointed at what I'm writing. That's the reason why. Okay. So pencil is gonna be, you guessed it, a lapis. If you know about it. If you don't really know, that's fine. So with the lapis as well, there's gonna be a small accent, and it's not suggesting, but A has a small accent as well. Okay. Let me just probably, come on. It's not doing that. Okay, let me just copy it from somewhere. So that's how it works. El lápiz, the A has a little bit, accent, so we have to prolong the A a little bit more as well. Okay? Then we have ruler. Ruler is going to be la regla. La regla. La regla. Simple as that, right? Okay, I say that a lot because I'm trying to give you confidence. That's really simple. Sometimes it does sound a little bit difficult, but it's just doing a little bit practice. You keep on doing the practice and you keep on learning more words. School, la escuela. School is going to be la escuela. Okay? School, la escuela. And then after school, obviously there's going to be some students as well. Student, el estudiante. El estudiante. Okay? And if you're talking about a male student, that's gonna be el estudiante. If you're talking about a feminine or female, that's gonna be la estudiante. Okay, so that's gonna be a little bit different, but you know, you get the hang of it. All right, so I'll just make sure that you can see the screen. Sorry about that. All right, so obviously once there's students, there's gonna be some teachers as well. So if there's a teacher, like probably me, so it's gonna be el maestro. El maestro. And if it's a female, maestra, la maestra. All right. So wall, la pared. Obviously because we have a wall in the room as well. So let's practice the words a little bit again. Hopefully you can see everything correctly. So the first word we learned today was I, there is, no I, there is not, assignment, la tarea, backpack, la mochila, book, el libro, chair, la silla, chalk, la tiza, chalkboard, la pizarra, classroom, la sala de clase, clock, el reloj, desk, el escritorio, dictionary, el diccionario, eraser, el borrador, lesson, lección, the lights, las luces, map, el mapa, notepad, el cuaderno, paper, el papel, pen, la pluma. Then we have pencil, el lápiz. Can you see that? Get up. Yeah. And then we have ruler, la regla, school, la escuela, student, el estudiante, la estudiante for the feminine, and teacher is going to be the same, el maestro. Okay, there you go. And ball is going to be la pared. So now let's try to make some sentences. For example, if I want to say there's a book on the desk, how would I say that? There is, we will use I, okay? Let me just write that down as well so that it's easier for you to understand. Okay, so there is a book on the desk, okay? So there is going to be I, a book, un libro. Now, we probably missed a lesson where we have to say un or uno, but I'll just give you a small recap and I'll do a separate lesson on that as well. So whenever you want to say just one thing in a masculine, it's going to be un, okay? So I un libro and on is going to be en, okay? The desk, el escritorio, right? I un libro en el escritorio. You can also say un libro sobre el escritorio on the surface of the desk. There's so many ways to say it, but this is the simplest way to say that, okay? So let's try to do another sentence here. There are two rulers on my desk. There are two rulers on my desk. Hay dos reglas en mi escritorio. Now, because it's my desk, so we have to say me, okay? It's mi escritorio. It's my desk. That's how you describe something that's yours in Spanish, okay? So let's try to practice a little bit more. There's a map on the wall. Can you see that? Let me just check. Yeah, okay. So there is a map on the wall. Hay un mapa en el pared. Okay, so that's like very simple Spanish there. Okay, you try to practice that as well once you are doing it yourself. Okay, all right, next one. There is a teacher in the classroom. For example, there is a teacher in the classroom. How would you say that? Hay un maestro en la sala de clase. Okay, hay un maestro en la sala de clase. There's a teacher in the classroom. So you see, the small words that we're learning today, we can actually make sentences out of those. All right. So there isn't a pen on my desk. There isn't a pen on my desk. Okay. So there isn't no I, un, una pluma, because there's a pen. Okay. So it's a feminine. So you use, instead of un, you would use una pluma and mi escritorio. Right? Simple as that. So this is how you practice all these words, and hopefully you can remember these. Keep on practicing, and it's going to be very easy for you. So I'll come back in the next lección or lesson. I'll tell you some more Spanish words. Have a nice day.